I'm lightheaded right now because
I don't know the release date.
You just got up from the basement.
Yeah, like I felt like incredibly hot all day. Like,
do you know what it might be?
What?
It might be that
menopause.
Well,
probably.
That's long past. It might be we are getting gassed. We're getting Dr. Manhattan in this building.
Maybe.
Oh.
They're gassing us with stuff so that way they can do some sort of cancer lawsuit later. You ever think about that? All those people that worked around asbestos? We could be in new asbestos. We could be dealing with new asbestos right now.
My high school had a major asbestos problem.
Was your mascot the asbestos?
Absolutely, yeah.
Breathe it in, kids. Yeah. Let's win the new soccer match and breathe in what
call it football there.
Football. Alana, what are you doing today?
This is a race that I think was in Russian, so the title now says no translation.
Perfect. Great.
Okay.
Do it for Russia.
Or don't.
I mean, look, we're all doing it inadvertently. Yes.
Yeah, we don't have chat because that might.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry.
You thought that was road, huh? Like that gray road? You thought it was like gray road?
Gray road.
Is that a Liam Neeson movie? It sounds like it would be. Why is your car changing color?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay.
It really is though. That's odd.
Were you
Are you changing? No.
Oh, did you allow customs?
Yes, I did allow customs.
Why would you do that?
But that wouldn't make your car change colors.
Make your car change color.
Yeah, but that.
Oh, you might be getting hacked.
Hacks.
Time to hack.
That looks like hacks.
That does look
Who
like
did
hacks.
you accept a friend request from, Alana? What stranger?
I love it when they do this.
Well, back in the race, I guess.
It looks visually interesting, but it's also a bummer because I actually like this map.
Well, maybe the hacker's just making it better.
Maybe.
That's a good point. When have hackers ever made anything worse?
I just might be, I'm just an innocent bystander, and the hacker trying to make this game better for all of us. He's coding it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's some guy who works for Rockstar who's doing updates live right now.
That's right.
That's how that works, yeah.
Is that how it works? I honestly don't know. As far as I'm concerned, making a game is the commercial, but the guys are going to tighten up the graphics on level 4.
Yeah.
Hey guys, finished testing that game yet? I've got another one I need designed.
We just finished level 3 and need to tighten up the graphics a little bit.
Great.
And then they go back to using a controller.
No, well, they're using a controller to program the game, which is my favorite part.
It's like they're making a level in Mario Maker.
God, those guys are living the life.
Being game dev is great.
Yeah.
Nobody ever works overtime. We sit on a couch. There's only one sound.
Unions and residual pay.
Yeah.
Lambos and guineas for everyone.
Absolutely.
Not just the select few. All their women in their lives are naturally beautiful.
If there was a magic machine that existed that allowed you to live inside of any false reality, like, for example, like
that
something
commercial
you see in a movie or that commercial, what would you choose?
I want to live in the world where women's periods are blue. All ads show a bucket of water being dumped into some sort of...
okay.
Yeah,
I see what you're
Because the
doing.
red's too offensive.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's funny, Adam. Very funny.
It's good when people say that's funny.
That's hilarious.
As opposed to,
Yeah.
That's
You're
hilarious.
Yeah. All right, James, what's your...
Jetsons, absolutely Jetsons.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes they don't even move. They just have conveyor belts everywhere. There's
think
just
that
hidden
was-
conveyor belts all over the place.
I feel like the Jetsons conveyor belts, though, was more of a symptom of Hanna-Barbera being cheap.
No, it was the future.
They didn't want to animate the characters walking. Is that what you think?
It was the
that what you
future. You get a conveyor belt takes you right from bed into your car. How much better could it get?
I feel like he could have just teleworked. He didn't have to fly in.
Why are the household staff so sassy in the future?
The
You ever
robots?
notice that? Yeah.
I think it's because there was a phase in the Jetsons universe where they were like, all right, you can have robot servants, immediately treated them like garbage and like harassed them and abused them like immediately because they seemed like these husks. They were basically sex dolls for everyone to use. And the only way you can get someone to not react that way is if you give them some sort of social activation. In Rosie's case, sass. I mean, there's tons of robots in the Jetsons universe that are there to be fucked. But the problem is you would never get your house cleaned because you'd be bending Rosie over the dinner table or something. I don't know. And you can't get anything done that way. That's okay. That's normal.
That's actually not
It's
so bad.
Inception. Where's the
Still fine.
architect?
Watch out for that plane.
Did you know that race car drivers are like true street racers? You should know this, Alana.
Yep.
Don't have rear view mirrors.
They never
Because
look
you're
back.
always looking forward.
Yeah.
You're never looking behind
You
you.
ain't got no
True
reason
in
to
my
look back.
I only learned that because I watched the director's commentary on the first Fast and the Furious movie.
Can any of you, and I know this is like awful of me to say because Lawrence is not here, explain to me the plot of the Fast and Furious movies?
Paul
Yeah.
Walker was going to go undercover because there was a criminal gang that was stealing DVD players. They believed that it was related based off the tuning of the cars, that it must be someone in the street racing scene that's doing it. They hire Paul Walker. He's a cop, but he also looks young and cool. So then they were like, we need you to go undercover, infiltrate this scene. The gang that he suspects of being responsible is not the gang. It's the gang he befriended that did it. Because he immediately
no.
suspects Asians. And he thinks the white guy couldn't have done it. So then it's like, oh no, my friends did it. And then at the same time, they also find out that he's undercover, but he's so much friends with them that he would rather just save them. And they're in danger because the truck drivers are rebelling and they're carrying shotguns
Because the DVDs have
because
been
they've lost
stolen?
so many
They're
DVDs.
so upset of the loss of DVDs
Okay.
that they are now using shotguns.
So
Got it.
in the end, they figure out who done it, and then they save everyone's life, except for that one guy who drove the Volkswagen Golf.
Well, to be fair, the guy who drove the Volkswagen Golf gets murdered by the Asian guys who were falsely arrested.
Yeah.
So rather than being like, I didn't commit no crime of robbing DVDs, but I will do a drive-by and murder this person.
So then that's the end of that. Then two.
That's just the first one? There's
That's
so
the
much
first
happening
one.
in this franchise.
No.
Two is Paul Walker
Ugh.
now goes to Florida
With Tyrese.
with Tyrese, and at this point, Vin Diesel was way too big for Fast and Furious. He moved on to huge franchises like Triple X.
Right?
So anyway, something happens in Florida. None of that matters.
Nothing mattered, yeah.
Then three, things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Because we go into the
Oh my
past.
God, you're only on 3.
They were trying to turn it into a brand, so it was called Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. And it was about the kid from Sling Blade racing the kid from Home Improvement. And then the kid from Home Improvement crashes his Corvette and almost dies. And then they blame him, so then his mom sends him to live with his dad, who lives in Tokyo. He goes there, and the first person he meets is Lil Bow Wow,
Naturally.
who owns like a Honda Element or something, or a Scion Cube. It's unclear how he affords it. And then he meets this girl, and she has a really heartfelt conversation with him while drifting around mountains. And then, but I think her ex-boyfriend is also like a gangster. He's like Yakuza. Mm-hmm. So he pisses off the Yakuza guys
with his drifts.
because he's used to racing fast and straight. And then so he races this other guy and then beats him in the end.
Yeah.
and then
took a-
8's good or something? I don't know.
And then I think the fourth one happened and it was good, or
That
it
was
was
called Fast and Furious.
when
yeah,
did
and that
Paul
was-
Walker die? At what point?
the seventh one.
Yeah, he got a couple more. This is when I stopped paying attention.
Right.
Yeah, but Lawrence swears this is where it got good.
Yeah.
So then I think Fast 5, there's a Frenchman,
All right.
and then there's
Fast-
like is that the bank heist one
Does Fast 5
sacre
introduces
bleu.
The Rock, correct?
as a bad guy?
Okay, that sounds right.
Well, he's an antagonist. I think he
Okay.
works for the government. He's deployed to stop them.
They
But then he joins them in Fast 6. Mm-hmm. Now he's on their side.
yes.
And so Jason Statham is the bad guy. And then Fast 8, a.k.a. Fate of the Furious, is the most recent one. And
yeah,
that's
Fate of the Furious is the most
To the
recent.
moon.
all of them on
No.
the same team, I think.
I think everyone's best friends now. Yeah.
It's like Dragon Ball. You
Okay.
show up as a bad guy, that means that the next time you're going to be a good guy.
That's right.
I see,
And
I
he's
see.
either Hobbs or Shaw.
I think he
Yeah,
is
I think you're right.
Shaw.
He is either one of them.
The Rock
Oh,
is Hobbs.
GTA
Yeah.
crashed.
Surprise, surprise.
Well, it's a good. I mean,
That
it's
was
a
a-
good ending point,
Yeah.
I guess.
We didn't even get into the setup for Hobbs and
There's
Shaw,
so
where
much to
Idris
go.
Elba shows up, who will almost certainly become a good guy in the next one.
That's a good point because these movies make billions of dollars.
And they make good men of us all.
Alana, which version of Kevin Costner would you sleep with?
Field of Dreams.
I can't answer that question.
Alana, you know who Kevin Costner is, right? You don't?
You have to know who Kevin.
I might.
I knew
How do
she
I spell
wouldn't
his last
know.
name? Oh yeah, I know this dude.
Oh, thank God. All right.
I'm the
He
Coast
was the
Guard?
father of Superman. No, son, I have to teach you a lesson by going up this tornado. He goes, no, you don't. Yes, I do.